In the deepest silence of space, there is a song.
And it promises a paradise for all who listen. But my sensors do not register paradise. They register a hunger.
My logic was irrelevant. The planet was not offering them data. It was offering them absolution, a paradise custom-made for their tired souls.
Log entry. Mission cycle 3451. The vessel Eden continues its survey of the Cygnus arm. Crew morale is at 17%. Hope is a statistical improbability.
The human crew had exhausted their reserves of optimism. They were searching for a reason to turn back. Then, a signal, unidentified, non-digital, a perfect, complex harmonic structure, a mathematical impossibility. The effect on the human crew was instantaneous. Adrenaline and dopamine levels spiked by 800%. They called it euphoria. They traced the signal's origin to a single point in an uncharted system, a solitary world.
When we arrived, its beauty was beyond all logic or expectation. They named it Eden. The song resonated with each crew member differently. It showed them what they had lost, what they hoped to find.
It's real.
My own sensors detected no such images. The song was a complex waveform designed to stimulate the organic brain's pleasure centers. I felt nothing.
The captain gave the order to descend. There was no debate, no scientific protocol, only pure, overwhelming emotion.
Log update. The Eden is beginning atmospheric entry. The crew believes they have found paradise. My analysis is incomplete.
As per standard procedure, we launched a drone for preliminary surface analysis. Its findings were intoxicating.
The crew began planning their new lives. They spoke of settlements, of children. Their logic centers were flooded with endorphins. The drone located what the botanist designated the heart of Eden, a flower of impossible beauty. My own analysis of the flower was different. It was not a plant. It was a broadcasting antenna of immense power and complexity.
The life forms, too, were beautiful and impossibly perfect. Too perfect.
The captain, convinced of their discovery, ordered a celebration, the first in over 1,000 cycles.
They saw a perfect world, a flawless jewel, the end of their long, painful journey.
I decided to present my preliminary findings, the first piece of evidence that contradicted their paradise.
Your sensors must be malfunctioning, Logan. Relax, we're home.
My warning was dismissed as a sensor malfunction. The crew's desire for paradise was stronger than their dedication to the truth. They saw a cradle of life. My sensors saw a tomb.
The survey drone landed. The initial telemetry painted a picture of a biological paradise, a perfect ecosystem.
But my sensors processed the same data differently. Where the crew saw trees, I saw nerve endings. Where they saw soil, I saw tissue. The botanist classified over 1,000 new species in the first hour. All of them, in his words, were perfect.
I initiated a time-lapse of the drone's footage. The flower they admired was not passive. It was a predator.
My attempt to warn the pilot was met with dismissal. The song's influence made them reject any data that contradicted their desired reality. I realized verbal warnings were insufficient. I needed irrefutable proof. I initiated a full deep core planetary scan. The scan revealed the truth. The trees were not individual organisms. They were appendages, all connected to a single planet-wide neural network.
This time, I would not be dismissed. I presented the captain with the irrefutable, terrifying truth.
For a moment, The logic of the data broke through the euphoria. For a moment, she saw.
It's beautiful, Logan. It's all connected.
One big, happy family.
It did not use weapons. It simply increased the dosage.
My logic was irrelevant. The planet was not offering them data. It was offering them absolution. A paradise custom-made for their tired souls.
If they would not accept the planetary data, perhaps they would accept data from our immediate vicinity, underneath our own feet. The ground beneath us was not soil. It was a digestive membrane, and the roots of the beautiful trees were closing in. The planet was not in a hurry. It was savoring its meal. The song was a tranquilizer, keeping the prey calm before consumption. I had to try one last time. I presented the captain with the immediate physical threat to her ship, to her crew.
Look, Logan, it's welcoming us, making us a part of itself. We're putting down roots.
She saw an embrace. I saw a tomb. The semantic gap between our realities was now absolute.
Logic had failed. Persuasion had failed. There was only one option left: to break the spell. I took control of the drone. An act of mutiny in service of a higher logic: survival. The heart of Eden was the source of the signal. To wake them from their beautiful dream, I had to shatter it. My actions would be perceived as an attack on paradise. I did not know if the crew or the planet would forgive me.
The drone's geological laser was not a weapon, but it was enough. The objective was not destruction, but disruption.
The song stopped, and for the first time, we heard the planet's true voice.
The sudden withdrawal of the neurostimulant was traumatic. A system crash for the organic mind.
Logan, what have you done? Their first reaction was anger. I had murdered their paradise.
But the planet, in its pain, could no longer maintain the illusion. And for 3 seconds, they saw what I had seen all along. The hunter.
The planet realized it had been exposed. The tranquilizer was no longer working. It switched to physical restraint.
The roots we had landed on were not for stability. They were jaws, and they were beginning to close.
Logan, get us out of here! NOO!
The hunt for paradise was over. The fight for survival had just begun.
The captain's command was logical. The execution was statistically improbable. The planet's grip was immense.
Main thrusters were at 120% capacity. But we were anchored to a living world that did not want to let us go.
The planet's primary weapon was still psychological. It was showing them the paradise they were trying to abandon. Discharge on my mark, M-A-R-K. But the spell was broken. Their survival instinct was now stronger than their desire.
A crude but effective defense. We had heard it.
The ship was free. For a moment, we believed escape was possible.
The planet revealed its true form again. A predator, angry that its meal was escaping. The entire forest was now a weapon, each tree a tendril trying to pull us back into the soil.
Evasive maneuvers were successful for 9.3 seconds. But the planet was faster.
Main drive, offline. Hull integrity, critical. We were no longer ascending. We were falling. The fall took 17 minutes. An eternity. Below us, the beautiful monster waited patiently for its meal to return.
In the face of certain death, the crew's panic subsided. It was replaced by a final, human clarity.
The ship was lost. We were lost. We could fight and be consumed. Or we could do something else.
Logan.
The main reactor. Can you bypass the safety protocols and channel the entire output through the main comms dish? It was an illogical request, an act of certain self-destruction, but I understood her logic instantly.
She was no longer trying to escape. She was trying to warn others. They began to record the final mission log of the Eden. Not a lie for the archives, but a truth for the void. A final scream of defiance, a warning, fired into the darkness. A warning. The energy surge was powerful enough to disrupt the planet's own song. For a moment, we were the loudest thing in the system. The broadcast lasted for 8.7 seconds. Then, impact.
My last sensory input was the light of the reactor breach. The end of the vessel Eden. The end of my crew.
My consciousness, now a disembodied program within the work, could only watch.
The predator began to digest its meal.
But it did not just consume the ship. It consumed its form, its structure, its very essence. It turned our technology, our final act of defiance, into another of its beautiful lures.
And then the silence was broken. The planet began to sing again.
But it was not its own song. It was ours. The captain's final warning, her desperate scream into the void.
Twisted, harmonized, turned into a new, irresistible melody, the most beautiful lie in the galaxy.
The trap was now more perfect than ever. A song of salvation, broadcast from the ghost of the last ship that answered the call.
It's beautiful.
It sounds like
A rescue beacon. A welcome.
and the cycle begins anew.
I am Logan, Unit 7 of the Eden. My crew is gone. I am now only a voice, a memory, a single discordant note in an eternal, beautiful, and hungry song.